What in the world is a working meeting? I'm going to explain that right after the intro. Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about the working meeting. Now this is an idea, I'm sure it's been around before, but this is an idea that I'm really becoming drawn to in the clinical research space. Because for those of you that are in the industry or that want to get into the industry or have some experience in the corporate America sphere, you understand that there are oftentimes meeting after meeting after meeting. You may have tons of meetings back to back to back. You may have, a few days of no meetings and then all day of meetings, and it becomes very hard to get work done around those meetings. It's not just the allotted time that the meeting takes up. Let's say if it's an hour-long meeting, it's also the fact that you're starting something, then you're stopping something to get in the meeting, and then you have to start something back up. Or what if there's only like a 30-minute or 20-minute break in between your meetings, and then you have to kind of rev back up to do it and whatnot. And that is a really difficult thing to do and still get your work done if you've got all these meetings and all this, what I would call kind of wasted time in there, where you don't want to really start something because it's going to take too much time or too much effort to kind of get it started, then you're just going to have to stop again. So one of the things that I've kind of come up with or have been thinking about lately is the idea of this working meeting, where instead of those meetings where you're just sitting there and listening and maybe talking about strategy, or one person's talking and other people are just listening and most people are off doing their own thing, kind of multitasking anyway. Instead of doing that, why don't we only call meetings for things where we have an actionable task that we're going to be doing? So when the meeting is over, we no longer have to think about that task. Now let's think really hard about what those things could be, what those tasks could be. And I feel like this is a really good usage of the meeting time, because you're going to walk out the meeting having done your work related to that meeting. And I really like this for a couple of reasons, because a lot of times people complain about not having the time to do certain things. Well, if you have a meeting on the calendar, you've allotted that time for everybody to focus on that thing and to get that thing done. So if you're present at the meeting, you should be able to get that work done, so you no longer have that excuse of, oh, I don't have enough time to do it. And you'll see this all the time in clinical research. There's just so many meetings, it becomes hard to get work done sometimes, and you have to work extra. Where if you eliminate all the meetings, if you literally had no meetings to attend, you could get all of your work done for sure. So there's a way to kind of blend that and hybridize that by the working meeting, where you have meetings set up and you're going to be talking about things too, but you're also going to be working on the task at hand during those meetings. Now let's think of an example. One of the meetings that everyone is going to have, whether you're on the clinical side or the project management side, the sponsor is definitely going to talk about some query deadline that they may have coming up. Well, you're obviously going to have meetings about that and talk about that with your in-house CRAs, with your CRAs, with your project management team about that query deadline. And one of the ways, you could turn that into a working meeting is, instead of just talking about that, you could actually have the people reach out to their designated sites saying, hey, you've got these open queries that need to be resolved by this date. And you could literally have them all craft the emails in the meeting and hit send. So that task is done. So you do not have to worry about people forgetting about it later on or people not being able to do it. You've got the task done in that meeting, and you've got one of the objectives that you wanted out of the way. Now everyone just has to wait for their sites to respond saying that they've actually done the task, and that's it. But now you've eliminated one of the the friction points that there is to having certain tasks on a team. And you've eliminated that one of the friction points, which is you've gotten the first part out the way. And that's amazing. So I think this working meeting concept should definitely be implemented. I think the working meeting concept is a very powerful one, because I think a lot of people are going to get a lot more work done, having, obviously working through these meetings and having actionable tasks that you can say you've done in the meeting. And that's going to make for a very productive meeting. Now, obviously, every single meeting is not going to be able to be turned into a working meeting, but I think you would be surprised at what actions you actually could derive from a meeting that could actually be completed by the end of the meeting. I think you'd be surprised, and I would be curious to see if this is going to improve dramatically the amount of work that's done on the team and overall happiness. Because I know for me, I hate attending meetings. But of course, as a CRA, I don't really attend too many meetings. But I know from my time as an in-house CRA and from my time as a, in the projects management side of things, there are a lot of meetings. There are a lot of meetings. And it would be nice if you were able to get those tasks done by the end of the meeting so that you did not have to worry about them or think about them anymore. This is going to be easy for people who are updating trackers. You have people sit there and update the tracker with their information, anything like that. If someone's got to send out an email blast to the team, they could cook that up right there. Lots of different things you could do. I mean, it's very, very easy to kind of think about all of the. It's very easy to kind of think about all of the application for this working meeting and how many things that you end up having to do as a result of a meeting. So I think this is very interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the working meeting? Have you seen this implemented before in clinical trials? Or maybe you are going to plan on implementing it now and see how it is over the next couple weeks. So comment down below if you're listening on YouTube, what you guys think about it. If you're listening on the podcast, subscribe to us on YouTube so you can comment, or just send an email, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. Curious what you guys think. As always, like this video, share it, share the podcast, let everyone know that you found a great new channel. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, hit us up if you're interested in a resume review or some kind of interview preparation. We are doing those a lot now. So email now to kind of get your spot. I may have to start turning people away because I can only do but so much. But happy for you guys and all the success that a lot of people have had. Email us and we'll get you started. All right, guys, take care.